Hi guys, Woodsman 500 here. We're back, sitting at the table, doing another review. Sitting there, three pretty good multi-tools. The best, of course, being the Leatherman Wingman sitting there. I rave about this all the time. You see this in a lot of different videos. Over here, another reviewed tool that I have reviewed. This is a Sheffield mini multi-tool. This is in a different color than you've seen in the review. This is in the blue. All the same tools. Great multi-tool, love this. It's a mini multi-tool, or what I call a mini. And this pretty much goes on your keychain or wherever. And then here is another one that I haven't reviewed yet, and this is the one that we're reviewing today. This is carrying the Cabela's logo. This is the Cabela's mini multi-tool, I call it. Whatever they call it on their website, it might be different, might be similar, I don't know. This came from Outdoors Guy 500. He came back from the States. He got this for me. Appreciate it a lot. I haven't really used it though. But I figured it was worth a review, so I'm going to put this out of the side. Because this is a little bit bigger of a tool, so I'm just going to put that aside for now. But really, it's the minis that we're talking about today. I love these little tools. They're awesome to put on my keychain. To be honest, I don't really use them a lot. But they are there just in case my main multi-tool fails, like the Leatherman Wave, which would probably never happen. So I'm just going to pull this. This is going to be a huge reference for us because, as you can see, they're almost identical in size. So let's just pull this in here. So let's just talk about the tools here real quick. This is more of a shorter review because it is a smaller tool. So up here you have pliers, pretty fine pliers. Just get my piece of paper to let the camera zoom in. Nice pliers there. You have your regular pliers in there. And then you have your wire cutters. Now these wire cutters are better than the ones on the Sheffield. As you can see, when they close side by side. If you look on the Sheffield, we'll just bring this in for a second. You couldn't really see this on my review of the Sheffield because of the low quality. But if we bring in the Sheffield, if you look down in there, they close right on top of each other. Like that. As you can see, the wire cutters there. So that was a little bit of a disadvantage. I didn't really care for that with the Sheffield. They didn't wear down on me. I did lose the red version of this, but they're so cheap. I mean, they're 10 bucks. So it's awesome. You can go pick one up for nothing. And they're just great to have. But I like those wire cutters over the Sheffields. Once again, there is a little spring inside there. No tools are all the tools are accessible from the outside, the rest of them. There's no tools at all in the inside. Right here we have a knife. Kind of a weird design knife, in my opinion. Full flat ground. Razor sharp. If you look here, I've never used this, by the way, so it might not be sharp as I think it is, but I doubled over the paper here. It's hard to do behind the tripod, but it's alright. It's a small blade too. That's something that you have to remember when we're doing this paper test, is that it's such a small blade that it's really hard to get in, but it is sharp, I assure you. Just takes a little bit. It's not gonna cut as well as your larger duty tools knife would, because they have so much more reach. Here's the Leatherman Wave. It just blows away the smaller multi-tools. And if you remember, you just see me try and do the paper test with this knife, and I couldn't really do it because I couldn't get. I mean, it does it, but I mean, it rips the paper a lot. With the Wave, whoops, this isn't really the best piece of paper either. It can do it no problem. And that's mostly because of the reach. I've noticed when I do, I noticed the same thing with my paper test, is that it's all about the reach. Okay, now I screwed over my paper. Anyway. anyways, I'll just rip that piece off. So I just carry a piece of paper because it's easier to focus in than the table. But that's the main thing that you have to remember. The knife size comparison, they're just not going to match up, so don't expect it to. So that's the knife blade there, and no locking tools, and it closes just so easily. If you remember my Sheffield multi-tool, one of the reasons why the blade on the Sheffield doesn't close it, well, I guess it closes just about the same, but one of the reasons is because they're all individual springs right here. With the Cabelas, if you notice, it's just one piece. So these ones here are individual, yet this here is just all, can't focus a little bit, it's just all one piece. So a little bit of a disadvantage on that end. Over here we have Phillips screwdriver. See, once again, that's why I carry the paper. You have the Phillips driver, and it's not really that good. It's not really that detailed. I'll fully deploy it. There we go. If you remember, in my Sheffield multi-tool review, I gave it a hit because of the reach on the screwdriver. Let me dig it out here. I'm in behind the tripod. But it just didn't have as much reach as it did. Hang on. As the Coast. I think that was my reference for the Sheffield multi-tool review, was that the Coast had more reach, and so does the Cabela mini multi-tool. They just don't compare at all. Like, you can see that the Cabela one has so much more reach, but this one here has a lot more detailed head. I gotta keep moving here a little bit faster. And then right next to that you have a flathead screwdriver. Over here you've got your scissors, which are spring loaded, which are a little bit smaller, I think, than the Sheffields. Just because the Sheffields are bigger. They have really big scissors on them, and I love my scissors. Yeah, they do have bigger scissors. But as you can see, these ones are better. They open a lot wider when you're not using them. They're just open wider than these ones, and they're a lot better. So there's that. And then in the middle here you have your bottle opener, and then right across you have a little saw, which is usable, I guess, if you're making traps or whatever, but I don't know if I'd ever use it or not. So that's all the tools. The materials, some plastic. I think it's got, well, maybe not. It just looks like plastic, I think. Yeah, it does. It's all stainless steel. And when I see stainless steel like this, I assume it's 420 stainless steel. That might be a wrong assumption, but if you're getting a multi-tool like this, it's just going to be 420 stainless. Locking, like I said, it's just a slip joint. Great for you guys in the UK. You don't have to worry about your knife laws getting in the way of you carrying this, because there's no locks. The sheath, it does come with a sheath, however that works, I don't know. Don't use this. Just throw it in your pocket. It's small enough to fit in your pocket. It won't even fit in my belt, actually. Well, yeah, I guess it will, but the sheath is just so, it's just cheesy. It's cheap. So just don't use it. It's good for maybe something else, I don't know, but just don't use it. The weight, it's lightweight like all the multi-tools. The Sheffield is a little bit heavier, I think. No, maybe a little bit lighter. But as you can see, the thickness is higher with the Cabela tool. There is adjustable tools, so you can adjust it. As you can see, on all four things you can adjust it. Same as the Sheffield. And the key ring, I'm going to talk about, there's no key ring on this, which is good and it's bad. You can't put this on your keys like you can with the Sheffield, but you can put this in your pocket. And also the Sheffield one is removable. You can take it right off and then take this and fold it right up inside of the tools and take that right off. The Cabela one doesn't have one, kind of a downside, because this is kind of a keyring multi-tool. It's not something that you're going to carry in your pocket, or it's not meant to. So in comparison, would I like the Cabela? I like the Cabela to throw in a tackle box just as a backup and just put it in there and just let it sit. Never used it, just wanted to pop out a review. What would I prefer? Probably the Sheffield, just because it's just, I just like it. I just like it a lot better, and the design is a little bit more crisp than the Cabela's. But it's your opinion, whatever you think. But I go with the Sheffield. But the Cabela's tool is a good tool if you're looking for a good price point and a small, compact multi-tool. Woodsman 500 here. Stay tuned for more knife reviews and multi-tool reviews to come in the future. Love doing these. These are my favorite videos to do. Woodsman 500 here, guys. Stay tuned. More reviews to come.